MD Podcast. 4th of July weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Doing well.
Hey. Yo.
Got my red and blue Arsenal hat on.
What's up with Arsenal, man?
By the MD Podcast. Kevin Hurt, Brian Schwartz. What were you saying, man?
What's going on with Arsenal right now?
Well, it's nothing. It's international duty during the summer, so.
Okay. What's going on with the Euros, man?
Well, the Final Four is there. England versus Denmark and Italy versus somebody.
Okay.
Yeah. Who is Italy facing?
Belgium?
No, they just beat Belgium.
Oh, okay.
I'm drawing a blank. Italy.
Spain?
Yep. There you go. Good job. Good job. I know you've been watching. I know you've been excited. You were watching it this week and had some PKs at the end. Watch some extra time heroics.
Yeah, man. I actually watched soccer this week, man.
And how did you like it? It was pretty good, right?
So, okay. It is weird because I didn't think we was gonna start the show off like this.
We never start the show off the way we're supposed to start the show off, which is how the show works.
I know.
Real quick. Thank you everybody for tuning in to my new podcast. Of course, we're here on StreamYard, YouTube. You can subscribe and like to us, of course, on YouTube. You can also follow us on our social media on Facebook, IG, and the Twitter. And of course, you can download us and listen to us just audio version on Spotify, on iTunes, on Google, on anywhere you find podcasts, you will find him on the MD Podcast. All right, what you got?
Yeah, man. So I didn't watch the whole game, but at the point I turned it on, France was up 3-1.
Oh yeah, they were playing what? Was it Switzerland? I think
it was Switzerland. They were up 3-1, and I text you, because I just wanted you to be surprised that I was watching soccer.
Yes,
but I had a legitimate question. I was like, "Yo, they're up 3-1. Why don't they just kind of play keep away for the last, 13 minutes of the game? Just play keep away. You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, I was like, hey, if you don't do this, you know what I'm saying? The other team could come back. Switzerland could come back. And Switzerland scored a goal, I think, in the 80th minute.
Yep.
Then they tied it up soon afterwards. So what's going on, Doc? Yeah. So and they wound up losing. It went to penalty. It went to extra time. Then it went to penalty kicks. Mbappe, he attempted the last penalty kick and he did not get it.
No, it was stopped.
Yeah, so France lost. But no, it was. I will say, man, yeah, those Switzerland fans, man, they were really into it, man.
That picture of the fan at the beginning, that when they were losing, and then through the progression where they ended up, and he's like losing his mind.
Yeah, that was
on any given Saturday.
Yeah.
Just all those emotions in it. So,
but it's good to watch. It's good to see that fan passion. It's just good to see fans back in the stands, period. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, like even watching NBA playoffs, it's good to have the fans there this year. But, But
ain't no mask nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it most places, but still a lot of unvaccinated people. That's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just like, I still can't get that close to people.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of people in a small area for me. Like I would probably freak out if I had to take the train anywhere right now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, that's not how I wanted to start the show, because I wanted to start the show off with this question to you. I don't know if this has been the same for you as it has been for me, but what's up with all the fireworks, yo?
Oh yeah, I had fireworks Saturday night in the neighborhood. They usually go here in the same areas. So it's we had Saturday, Sunday, we had 2 sets of fireworks. So it was our normal fireworks, but I've been hearing reports of places where there's been fireworks everywhere.
Okay, yeah, that's ding ding ding.
Circle square.
So I've been here for like 4 years, right?
Uh-huh.
And I may have heard a little, fireworks here and there. And it's funny because earlier today, we were trying to decide, should we go? We trying to figure out what place to have fireworks. Should we go fireworks? So the one place we were trying to settle on was, they're doing something in Bel Air. Maybe we'll just go there. Yeah, it's about 30-some minutes away. We'll just drive up there and check out the fireworks. Long story short, we were tired. We was like, nah, we're just going to stay home. It's a good thing we did hurt because the neighbors down the street that I don't like speaking of, they actually put on a show last night. I ain't gonna lie, yo.
Well, those are the people that would have fireworks.
Right.
Not usually the legal kind either. But they will definitely put on a good fireworks show.
Yeah, man. I gotta admit, they put on a great show last night, but it wasn't.
They have a bunch of TNT and other ammo there. We'll talk about that another time. What else you got? Right. So they put on a good show.
Yeah, but hurt. And a lot of you not. So I went outside because it was just so loud. I was like, let me check it out. So we had them, but I looked in 4 other spots in the neighborhood, man. Fireworks here, fireworks there, like going off at the same time. And it's never been like I don't know if it's COVID. I don't know what it is.
It's definitely COVID.
Okay.
I mean, because I never did fireworks in my life. I never lit one up. I never wanted to because to me they're just dangerous.
Yeah.
And even as a kid, I wasn't the kid to let me go get these. I mean, I had those little things that you throw and pop.
Yeah.
Like I had those and maybe like the little sparklers.
Right. So let me ask you this. So like you said, when we were kids, we had the things that you could grab and just throw them on the ground real hard and they would pop. But do you remember firecrackers, yo? The little tiny firecrackers, you would light them up and they would explode. Did you have those?
What do you mean, like the ones in a row?
No, they were like real small. They almost looked like cigarette butts with like a string coming out.
No. Even if we did, I just never had them.
Well, dude, we had those. I couldn't tell you. I don't know if we got them from like the corner store or where we got them from, but in the neighborhood, yo, what we would do is we would buy a set of firecrackers, light them up, like put them in like empty Coke bottles or whatever, and light them up and watch them explode, do stuff like that. Like that's the most I came with, to lighting stuff on fire.
Yeah, no, I never. I did like stuff on fire. That's a different story.
Okay. All right.
I had a problem as a kid, but I just didn't want to. Listen, it was way before JPP.
Yeah.
But I was just because I still always hear stories, and I'm like, I'm not lighting that stuff up. Like I would be one of those. If I lit something up, it'd be one of those Wile E. Coyote ones where the line is like 2 miles long, and I'm gonna light it.
Yeah.
Even though he ends up getting hit, but I'm just saying, like
right.
I don't want to be close to it. Heck,
right.
in Ocean City, they had an issue where all the fireworks exploded, and luckily, somebody was injured, but they're okay. But it was a malfunction with the fireworks, and so I don't know. I don't trust things that can explode. I don't.
Yeah, I'm with you, yo. The JPP thing kind of solidified it for me. Like I was like, no, I'm never getting close to this stuff. It's like because what happened is like you would go and I think they something like Walmart, and then you have like the street, like the little things like in the parking lots and like strip malls.
Oh yeah, the ones that set up. Like once they come around like it's Halloween, like the Halloween stores.
Right, and they sell.
Come out a week before, and they get set up.
Which is confusing to me because I'm like, wait a minute, are these things legal? Like, I don't know. But anyway, the bottom line is, once the JPP story came out, I was like, okay, I'm never doing this.
Yeah.
Because I've considered it in the past. Like, no, I was like, nope, that's okay. Not worth it. Not worth it. So.
And so, yeah, yesterday was the first, because I was looking for sparklers because I forgot to get them. Didn't even use those. And I was like, man, it's been so long. I was like, we need to celebrate a little bit. I was like, well, they had these little tank ones. They were like cute little ones. And I'm like, that wick seems pretty far. I was like, I wouldn't mind. I was like, what am I thinking? So it's COVID. It's COVID. COVID makes you do things and celebrate things and go crazy. And I really believe that people were just like, yo, let's just buy every firework imaginable. Because even though the ones that usually do fireworks here did the fireworks, they were way longer than normal.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's usually a 20-minute show. That joint went on for like an hour.
Wow.
So they were just popping off for the last 2 days like a lot. So I get it. And you know what? People need to let off some steam and firecrackers.
Yeah, man, it was great. I was like, man, I'm so glad I didn't drive 30 minutes to see some fireworks because they was they
Yeah,
were
I
not.
usually go down to Kingsville. Maybe I'll just go next year.
No, okay.
Yeah, Kingsville, just sit on the hill and fireworks.
Yeah, man.
Why don't you go in Kingsville? No, that's far from you.
Yeah,
You been down to the Kingsville one?
no. See, okay, so the cool thing is at my old house, you could see the fireworks from my porch.
Oh, okay.
Because who I guess was it city of Parkville or whatever put on a show, and you could actually see them from my porch. We would never go out because we just go outside, sit down, and just watch them. So we still do that, go down there, but the problem is they just canceled it this year. So yeah. So the cool thing is I never really had to go anywhere for fireworks because I would just watch the ones that were near my house. So
true. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But yo, speaking of fireworks, man, we about to set off some fireworks with this podcast, man, because we have a matchup in the NBA playoffs that the whole world was expecting. You know, before the season started, everybody said that this was going to be the matchup for the NBA Finals. The Bucks and the Suns. Nobody saw that one coming. Maybe
didn't they predict that? That was at the beginning. That was Bucks Suns at the beginning. I mean, they were the two strongest teams. No one thought about the Nets or Lakers. I mean, seriously.
No.
Nets, Lakers. Who are these people? Bucks Suns. I mean, seriously.
But you know what? I'm pleased with this, Hurt. I'm pleased with this.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
I like this matchup. I want to know who you got, man. Bucks or Suns?
I got Suns in 7.
7?
I think 6, but I wanted to go 7. I like game 7s.
Okay.
I just again, Giannis, see how he is come game 1 because he missed the last game against Atlanta to clinch a spot. So, but if either, I mean, they haven't been to a final since 1974.
Is that when Kareem was on there?
When Lou Alcindor was there.
My bad, Lou Alcindor.
Dude still had his old name. That's how long. Like they 74, man. So they literally haven't been there in our lifetime.
In our lifetime. Wow. That's crazy.
So the fact that they're going back is exciting. This is Chris Paul's first time. So there's great stories on both sides. So and these are two teams that I think they had the most combined jerseys anyway. So who knows what combinations we're gonna get.
Yeah. Alternate jersey. Okay.
Yeah, alternate jersey. So, but I mean, dude, I'm excited. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good series, and I wouldn't be. It's weird because it's never really an NBA Finals where I'm not rooting for somebody. I mean, not meaning like if LeBron's there, obviously it's LeBron. When it wasn't LeBron, it's usually for somebody else against whoever. But this one is like I don't have any enemies here. I don't have any malcontents. There's no Patrick Beverley's playing on any of the teams. So I'm glad
you brought that up. Yo, that was such a punk move, man. That man did. Yo, and his apology, dude. You don't.
I didn't know he apologized.
Yeah, he apologized. Screw that. If I think Chris Paul's like, yeah, whatever. But nah, man, you're not gonna do that to me. You're not gonna do that to me, son. Because it's like not only did he push him from behind, yo, because you don't feel that coming. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he did that joint with some force, man. Like, dude, because I'm beating you, and this is his game. You know, he always tries to get under your skin, and all this type.
Dude
of stuff.
Never shuts up, yo.
But that
he
was
talks the whole game.
Yeah,
he's in your face the whole game. He talks the whole game, and the thing is, that dude came out of nowhere. Like he had to scrap and earn his way to the NBA, which I get, but you don't have to be that type of player.
Yo.
You don't. You can still be a good player because he is a good player. I'm not taking that away from the dude. The dude's a good player. Defensively, he can score some points when he needs to, but I mean, he is that. You can be an agitator without being a jerk.
Right.
And to me, he's a jerk. I mean, remember when he injured Westbrook? Like there's a lot of people. Yeah, it was like I think it was a playoff game. It was OKC is when he was on Patrick Beverley was on Houston, and you know how every time you go across the half court line and your team's gonna call a timeout, you know how everybody just
yeah.
Yeah, so that's what Westbrook was going to do, and that dude's trying to go in for the ball, and he clicked knees with Westbrook, and Westbrook was out the rest of the series. You know, it's like he's just always extra. That's the only like you could. There's this point, and it's not like, well, I mean, he is dirty in a way, and he's considered that, but it's like just this point, and then he always goes over that. You know what I mean? Like every single time, and it's just every time he was just my wife and I were watching because honestly, these games are always great, especially the last 2 minutes. We just see him and just whoever he's standing near. Just he never shuts up. And I was like, I can't root for the Clippers. I can't root for any team that he's on. Like he just doesn't shut up.
Yeah.
Just shut up. Then you push dude in the back like that? That's weak. That's weak. That is weak. Yeah. How about if you argue with him, go around, get in his face and talk to him like a man.
Right.
Don't put somebody in the back. You say all these words, and yeah, he probably could have cursed you out. Mind you, whatever CP3 said, not CP, yeah, he's CP3, right?
Yeah,
because it's PG-13 CP.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get the PG CPTs, CBDBDs all confused. So when he passed him, it was like a real quick, and he kept going, and whatever he said, Beverly was like, took offense to, obviously, but you don't push somebody in the back. Man.
You don't do no stuff like
he got suspended one game for the next season, but I should have been like 2.
That's so weak. One game suspension.
He's just a punk.
Yeah,
he's just a punk.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad for Chris Paul and the Suns for making.
Oh yeah, dude, it's gonna be. I think it's really gonna be. A really good series. The Suns rising, the cream rise to the top of the East. They took care of that whack team from Atlanta, so I'm happy about that.
So let me ask you, as far as I want to know what are your keys for this series for both teams. Now I don't want you to state the obvious with Giannis's health. You know what I mean? That's the biggest key. But other than that, what do you think what are your keys to success for these teams?
Yeah, well, I mean, to me, the obvious is the secondary players. Like how good is Middleton going to be? Middleton was fired that last game. How good is Holiday going to be? Yeah. So those are the guys, and that's why when we were having a talk with Atlanta and Milwaukee, if those guys were on, Atlanta didn't stand a chance because they're the best players out there besides Trae.
Yeah, I totally agree. To me, for the Bucks, even when Giannis is healthy,
yeah, he needs
those, especially
those two. And then because think about it, look how good Brook Lopez looked, or is it Brook or Rob? Brook. Yeah. Robin's on the Wizards. Brook is on. By the way, real quick, NBA has 2 sets of twins, which is really funny. So the Morris twins and the Lopez twins.
That's right.
I was like, but I don't think the Morris twins ever played on the same team. But the Lopez's did. They were both on the Bucks at one point. But I was just sitting there thinking, I was like, damn, we got 2 sets of twins in the NBA.
Yeah, that's right.
And they have multiple brothers. The Holiday brothers are, in the NBA. The Titicampos are in the NBA.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So it was just like, oh, cool. But I was like having 2 anyway. So, like him, like Holiday being open makes Lopez open down in the block. So between if Ayton's going to be guarding Lopez, and if thinking about Holiday against Chris Paul, all those matchups, Devin Booker, Middleton, like all those matchups are going to be great, man. So for the Bucks, to me, Middleton and Holiday have to be on. For Phoenix, Devin Booker can't wear that mask no more.
Dude, you said everything you said. You just took the words out of my mouth. I think those are the 3 keys to the game. Devin Booker can't wear the mask. I'm sorry, Devin. He's the key to the Suns.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And those 2 pick for the Bucks, they got to be on. Like,
and stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah, and there can't be any off days. Like Middleton can't have these games where he's shooting 0 for 7 from 3 in second half or whatever. No, man, you got to be on. Drew Holiday, he's there one game, he disappears the next. Nah, man, y'all got to be consistent. Yeah. So yeah, I totally agree with you. But I think this is going to be a fun, entertaining series, and I'm
looking forward to it. Like I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and like you said, whichever team wins, like I'm cool with. Like I'm not rooting against any team in particular. I just want to see a great series, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel good for CP3. I feel good for Milwaukee.
Yeah. Cool, man. All right, man. Let's get this out the way. Let's just get this out the way now. I only have one word for you, man.
Yeah, he could have left out the H and just had the O as in because he's played the Orioles.
Why? He owns the Orioles.
Tiny. Well, he owns baseball. Simon. Listen, my favorite player. That's not a Met. Being Shohei Ohtani. You know I love this guy since he started, right? So before we had the show, we were talking about Shohei Ohtani.
Mm-hmm.
So Shohei Ohtani, 31 home runs so far.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to start the All-Star break, this week?
I think it's next week.
Think it's next week?
Yeah, it's next week.
I thought the All-Star game was this weekend.
No.
Okay. Because they usually have it around the 10th. That's what I thought, but I can't.
No, the All-Star, unless they've changed it, the All-Star game is normally on a Tuesday, and the Home Run Derby is on a Monday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, it probably is next week. So, but yeah, I can't never remember. Either way, my whole point is that dude is what's the word in basketball? Like, he's on fire. Like, he's just knocking it out the park. He had I know he beat your team, but your team's been beaten a lot this year. But that dude, 31 home runs. He made history by making an All-Star team in 2 positions. 2.
Wait a minute, hold on. He made the All-Star team in 2 positions?
2.
Why? Why is he an All-Star pitcher? Please explain that to me.
Because he's the man.
No. Oh, if he's such a man, how come he wasn't able to get out the first inning against the Yankees?
Oh, wow. 1 start.
No, he shouldn't be an All-Star pitcher.
He's an all-star pitcher, man. Get over it. Get over it.
His stats as a pitcher, not as a starting pitcher, aren't that great.
Look at that. Voted starting DH and named as a pitcher. Shohei Ohtani. Eat those words. My man deserves where he is. Period. That's my man's. I mean, listen, if I love the fact that he was on TV because he was playing you guys, so I got to watch at least some highlights of him killing y'all. I listen. I want the O's to win, just not against the Angels, or at least not against Shohei Ohtani. I don't care about that other player they have on that team. But oh my God, just watching that guy, I love him. I love Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. I wasn't looking back-to-back home runs the other day. I mean, against the Orioles. Oh man, that sucked. Yeah, I mean,
but I mean, Shohei, man. I mean, you can't. The dude is on. The dude is just. He's having a great season, obviously. But it's just watching him play is fun. That ball he hit against y'all, I don't think it landed yet.
Yeah.
Like, that landed in, like, the Pacific.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. Yeah.
Like, halfway to Hawaii.
Yeah.
So, it's just, again, it's fun. The thing is, I feel like is how it is when I was little. Because I love baseball as a whole. And I used to watch players on other teams, even though I love my Mets. We watched the Tony Gwynn's, or we would watch the, Kent Herbecks. We knew people on whoever that we kind of Will Clarks that we respected on other teams. I never really felt that way in the past, I don't know, decade or so. It's more been about the Mets and just the Mets, just my team, and not really enjoying what these half the time I don't even know who these players are. I know them, but I'm like, But nowadays, like, I really watch, Fernando Tatis, Vladdy Jr., Shohei Ohtani, Bichette, all these names I grew up with. Now their sons are playing. So it's kind of fun keeping track of all these, kids, whose daddies played in the major leagues and watching them play now. So it's like I'm kind of keeping track of people on other teams more. And I never thought I was going to do that. So I'm actually enjoying the product of baseball, no matter how annoying it is with these, pitcher checks every now and then. But I do love it.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? And this is one of the things I wanted to ask you about when it comes to Ohtani, right?
Mm-hmm.
Should Ohtani participate in the home run derby? Not as a fan, right? As a fan, yes, I want to see him. But as if you were, if you own the Angels or if you were an Angels fan or whatever, do you think he should participate in the home run derby?
Hell no.
Okay, I totally agree, dude. I don't know what the Angels are thinking about letting this dude do this.
Hell no. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I would want that dude in a home run hitting contest. Nope.
Why are they letting him do this?
I think number one is like maybe he wants to do it, and I don't know how many besides Hideki Matsui, right? How many Asian players have even been in the home run hitting contest? I think Hideki's the only one I really remember. Yeah. So it's a representation, it's a showcase. It's it's really more about an international for baseball. Hey, let's put Shohei out there if he wants to go. Yeah. Beam this to all everywhere, and you get more of an influx of great players coming in. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, and for the Angels organization, I would not want to do.
There's no way. And we talk about this all the time. How horrible MLB is about marketing its players. And this is one way to do that because nobody watches Ohtani. So I get that. But, man, if I'm the Angels, I would have a hard time. I mean, I guess you can't mandate that he doesn't do it. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I would
definitely try to talk him out of it.
Yeah. If I'm
like a little bit, not too much, because, you want him to be happy. And maybe he's just like, hey, Hideki Matsui. Maybe he came to them saying, I want to represent, where I'm from and be in I'm like, and what are you going to say? No.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's tough, but yeah, as an organization, no, I would not want him.
Yeah. Well, I will say I have two reasons to look forward to this home run derby contest. You got Ohtani participating and my man Trey Mancini. So I'm looking forward to that, man.
I got two reasons to watch. Three, Shohei. And Trey Mancini, I would definitely want him to do well. But the defending champion's coming back, the polar bear,
Pete Alonso.
So I got to watch because, we only got one all-star. We're a first-place team.
DeGrom.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So DeGrom, the only Met representative in the all-star game. Well, yeah, all-star game. Now, and who, by the way, won't even pitch in the all-star game because he pitches 2 days before the all-star.
That's a great thing.
So, yeah, because he's not going to get injured. But I won't see him until they introduce him and sit down. So there will be no Mets playing in that game.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want him. But he's a joy to watch. You know how much I love him. And it's just, I'm very happy for him and for his success, and I'm glad he's healthy. And he's who I thought he was be. Obviously not 31 home runs in the first half, great, but just to showcase that he is. So I love it.
All right. Well, we're going to move on real quick. We're going to go to the quote of the week. And let me just show you this tweet. Alex Wilson. The Giants have a quarterback who runs faster than Lamar Jackson and ranked as one of the most accurate deep ball passers in the league last season. That's facts. And they finally given him some actual weapons to work with.
Wait. Can you see my hand raised?
Sorry. Yeah.
Who is Alex Wilson?
I have no idea who this guy is.
I need to know. I need some background on who he is.
He's the founder of Empire Sports Media, New York. He's a New York sports content creator and founder of Empire Sports Media.
So basically, he's not anybody important. So it's not like it's the Daily News or Sports Illustrated or ESPN Magazine or NFL Network saying this.
No.
Okay, so then I don't care about anything he says.
Well, I care about it because
why?
Because I'm just getting sick. I'm just getting.
But sick. He's nobody.
I don't care who he is.
I do. It depends who you are depends on then the weight of whatever it is that you say.
Dude, it's just
you're nobody.
I'm just getting sick of this narrative, man. Like, I'm getting sick of this disrespect. Who watches football? Who watches football, right? And who can watch football and say that Daniel Jones is faster than Lamar Jackson? I don't care. First of all, I don't believe it. But the whole they go back to, the 80-yard run that Daniel Jones had last year, where apparently his top speed was faster than
that he fell on, that he tripped up at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's so fast he tripped over his own feet.
You know why he was so fast on that run? Because Lamar Jackson doesn't run in straight lines. You know why? Because he's too busy juking folks and doing spin moves, and like if Lamar Jackson had to run in a straight line like this dude did, he probably would have ran for 25 miles an hour. I mean, it's just so silly.
Okay, let me ask you a real question.
Yes.
Over here, and believe me, I'm in a good mood. You're in a good mood, so I'm not trying to.
I'm in a good mood.
Well, you were until we started about Shohei Ohtani killing you guys. But are you really, really upset about this?
No.
Okay. Because I would be upset with you if you're really upset.
It's not. Okay.
I know you're looking at the overall picture.
It's like this entire offseason, yo. My man, they've been taking shots at my man, and it's just like it's the culmination of all this stuff. And I feel like it just pisses me off. It's not this guy, right?
Per se. It's just the whole ball.
It's the whole thing. But it's like why do we put Lamar Jackson on a pedestal, right? Like he's supposed to do what nobody else has done. You get what I'm saying? Like, think about this.
I don't think they put him on a pedestal.
Yes, they do. But no, as far as his expectations.
Okay. Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, well,
Lamar Jackson hasn't won he can't win the big one. He went 14-2 last in his MVP season. He beat a lot of first place teams along the way, but he can't win big games, right? So now he can't win playoff games. So he wins the playoff game, but now he has to make it to the AFC Championship or to the Super Bowl. Like, why are all these expectations placed on this guy? Why can't we just look at this guy and says, this guy, we're watching someone who is doing things that have never been done in the history of the league. Oh, and by the way, he's only 24 years old. Oh, and by the way, he's only started in the NFL for 2.5 seasons. And he's doing things we haven't seen before. But yet we put all these expectations on this guy, and all these people constantly knock him down. When he came out of school, people thought he was going to be a receiver. Nobody believed in this. Nobody believed this kid could be a freaking quarterback. But then all of a sudden we put all these expectations on him. And it's just A is not right, and B is just a total lack of disrespect. A total lack of disrespect for an MVP quarterback.
A lack of disrespect or a lack of respect?
Lack of respect. Thank you. Total lack of respect.
This is what it is. I'm going to sum this up to you real quick. There's more people in the league that want him to fail than succeed.
Right, because they want to be right.
That's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. They don't want a quarterback like him winning. They don't. Yeah. Not because he's black. I'm not saying that, but because of his talent level and how he plays and wins the games.
Right. It's that's
the only thing. And people just want to drop back prototypical 6'2", red-handed, against the wind throwing quarterback. They're always going to be that. That's the traditional NFL way. They do not want this guy winning, and they know he's young. And they know there's a big possibility there's Super Bowls in his future. They don't want to see it. That's all it is. It's just pure hate. It's just pure hate for his style.
Yeah, it's his style of play.
That's it.
Because remember, people have been wrong about this dude along the way so much. Remember, first of all, they said, check this out, he won't be able to keep up the style of play because he's going to get hurt. He has not been hurt. No. The only games he's missed in his career due to COVID. And in a playoff game, he got concussion-like symptoms. They were taking care of him because he hit his head against the ground because of a snap that went 2,000 yards over his head that he had to chase in the end zone.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with his running. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
now, he's never taken any RG3 shots. Like
he's taken. There have been like maybe 2 or 3 hits.
Yeah.
That I can tell you, Lamar, well, why did you take those? Right.
Yeah.
But other than that, he is very smart. You know what I'm saying?
You can't sit here and tell me that quarterbacks in the pocket haven't taken hits like that either.
Dude.
Because there's someone with just statues.
That's what I'm saying. So hey, it's such a false narrative. So we're going to say this guy, right, takes too many hits as a runner, but yet, like you said, a Joe Flacco who could barely move. Do you know the amount of sacks that this guy has escaped because of mobility? Exactly. Yeah. But look at the people that've gotten hurt. You've seen Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady,
every starting quarterback.
The anointed one, Pat Mahomes, has been hurt for he's gotten an injury the past 2 years.
Because he was running, Brian. That's why. He tried to run up the middle and popped his kneecap. Yeah. Maybe if he just stood back there and tried to throw.
Right. Right. So
no, it's all it is I go back to I don't know if it was you or Dan was telling me, our friend Dan, about they were ranking top quarterbacks in the league. And let me calm down. I'm trying to calm down. Let me preface this by saying I'm not a Ravens fan. I think everybody knows that. Lamar killed my school in college. So it's not like I'm a Lamar fan either. But the dude is a legit star, period. Right? To rank him behind nearly anybody in the league besides the top quarterbacks, but putting him behind Kirk Cousins in any list. I don't care if Kirk Cousins' mother made a list, okay? Putting Lamar behind Kirk Cousins, to me, is a slap in my face.
Oh, I know that. Oh, I didn't even bring that list up. Oh, you know who else he was behind?
Who?
Matty Ice.
Oh, yeah. What is he, like, 90? Like, Matt Ryan. Seriously? And what was he behind Dak?
Matt Ryan, bro. They put Lamar Jackson behind Matt Ryan.
I don't even care about Matt Ryan. I feel like Matt Ryan, he's been to a Super Bowl. I feel like he's done. Kirk Cousins? You know how I feel about Kirk Cousins? You put this dude. Matter of fact, I'm not a fan of purple, but there's one purple that's better than the other purple. Okay? And you put this dude behind Kirk Cousins?
Dude,
Kirk Cousins. Why is Kirk Cousins in the top 10 of anything except for disappointments? Why? Kirk Cousins? I'm done. But this is why I never, if you ever ask, only thing I get revved up about, due to my hatred for this certain team, who's again gets picked to be on television again for the third time.
Yeah.
It's my hatred for them that's it. I don't care about what they say about where my team is going to go. I don't get up because believe me, we have the most publicized team in our division and, in football in the world, basically. Right. So we're always going to be behind them in everything. So, and especially for our owner when he screws up stuff, but that's besides.
But
I'm getting off track. But it's go ahead.
But real quick, think about it. And seriously, I want you to think about this. And I try not to be biased. You know me, dude. I'm a Baltimore sports fan till I die, but I really try to be objective when it comes to this stuff. But for whatever reason, and you as a non-Ravens fan, you tell me if I'm wrong. The last 2 quarterbacks the Ravens have been in the national media, not just here, have been so polarizing compared to quarterbacks, compared to their peers. And I don't get it. Like for instance, is there this narrative about Josh Allen or Baker Mayfield or Kyler Murray this offseason?
In the offseason, no. But it was definitely, there was stuff about Baker for a long time. So that Baker was at a make it or break it part of his career. So I can say that about Baker. No, Josh Allen has
okay, but
mind you, Josh Allen has I don't know, he runs a lot, by the way. But he throws. But you know what he has? Targets to throw to. And I'll tell anybody this. Everybody wants to say Lamar can't throw. Who is he throwing to? Give him, besides Mark Andrews, which he throws to a lot, besides Hollywood, who's a number 2 at best, in all seriousness. If you give this dude a core of receivers who, I don't know, get open, you think he's not throwing the ball? The dude has an arm. Like, he can throw. The thing is, I know I grew up, I'm a Charlie Ward guy. I'm a guy who likes option quarterbacks. That's how I'm always, there's guys who know how to play the game. Lamar knows how to play the game. He knows how to pass. He knows how to pass a guy open. He just has to have the people on the team to get open. And he hasn't had the set of receivers Drew Brees has had, or Aaron Rodgers has had, or what Tom had down in Tampa. He hasn't had those sets of guys. He hasn't had the DeAndre Hopkins.
Right.
Imagine if we had DeAndre Hopkins.
Exactly. So all those things you're just saying, right? Like, instead of first of all, that's the Lamar Jackson can't throw thing is so stupid. That's such a lazy narrative, right? Let me ask you a question. Let me back up. When we look at quarterback stats, right? Off the offensive stats, what are we looking for? What do we go to when we talk about quarterback stats, right? Touchdowns. What else?
Yards.
What else?
Interceptions.
What else? One more thing I'm looking for.
Wins.
Yeah, I thought okay,
which is more team oriented.
Wins and QB rating, right?
Oh, okay. The QBR.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah. So when they start talking about quarterbacks, you always hear about touchdowns, touchdown to interception ratio, QB rating. You rarely hear them talk about yards. It's mostly his quarterback rating is over 100, or he had such and such many touchdowns and only you rarely hear he threw for 3,500. No.
Yeah.
So Lamar Jackson, the Ravens offense is one of the highest offenses when it comes to scoring points, which is what you want your offense to do. Lamar Jackson's QB rating for the past 2 years is over 100. Okay. His touchdown to interception ratio is something like 68-11, something like that. So how are you going to explain to me that this guy can't throw the football? 2 years ago, he led the league in touchdowns, but all we hear about is he can't throw the football and hurt. He did all this with no receivers, right? Right? Everybody says he needs weapons, right? He did all this with no receivers, basically, and nobody talks about that our offensive line was busted up last year. We had freaking DJ Fluker playing right tackle last year. We had our best tackle, arguably the best tackle in the entire league, hurt for more than half the season. But nobody mentions this. Nobody brings this up. All they say is he can't throw. He can't throw outside the numbers. Yes, he can. Lamar's issue is he can do all of these things. He just needs to be consistent with it. It's about consistency. But this narrative that he cannot throw is such a false narrative. But a quarterback who has a QB rating over 100, a touchdown interception ratio of like 70-11, and by the way, was MVP at the age of 23. Like I just get sick of it. We make excuses. We make excuses for Matt Ryan. We make excuses for Matt Stafford. We make excuses for Kirk Cousins sometimes. We make excuses.
No, never.
We make excuses for Kyler Murray. We make excuses for all these other quarterbacks.
Well, Kyler Murray's 1-on-1. Don't forget.
Okay, yeah. We make excuses for all these other quarterbacks except for Lamar Jackson. And they put all these unrealistic expectations on this kid. And it just pisses me off. But we don't have to talk about I could talk about this all day because it pisses me off so much. And I got the facts and I got the numbers, the stats, and I got receipts here. I could back up everything I say about this guy.
Oh yeah, I agree with everything that you're saying.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. This pisses me off, man.
I know, but but this is how I know the Dolphins fan felt when talking about Brian Flores is on the hot seat, and after his third seat, Flores, Brian Flores.
Yeah, come on,
like
man.
being on the hot, like after his third season, after his team is approved, you're gonna have a second-year quarterback start. Like this again, but that's going into like why are you? I don't pay attention to what they say about my team.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Never have.
First of all, Flores has done a great job. This was a team that was trying to go 0-16 to almost making the playoffs last year. They had a winning record last year, right? And you want
a solid team. It's a solid team with like with a halfway okay, not really great running game, and they still almost made the playoffs.
Right. It's just
it's again, but it goes to. I don't listen to whatever's in the media by whoever says stuff. I know for facts of certain things. My owner is pure unadulterated trash. Like that's I will down to my bones. I will always say that. His wife's taking over as CEO. He's taking away from day-to-day tasks. He's gonna be focused on wherever or the next stadium of the team's gonna be. Fine, go do that. Just go away. I can say that. Everything else I can say about my team. You don't know until that team steps out on the field. And half the time, especially in football, you never know. You never know. There's injuries. There's so many things that happen, like the NBA. Bucks, Suns, no one wrote that up. No one wrote that up at the beginning of the season. Maybe the Bucks, maybe, because they actually were a pretty good team, maybe. Phoenix, Chris Paul just got there. I didn't think Phoenix was going to be this good, had best record in the West. Making it to, his first finals appearance. No one had that.
Nobody saw that coming.
No one had that. So I still don't understand why, we think we know what's going to happen in the NFL every year. We don't. Certain things are consistent. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes, greatness. Okay, fine. But it doesn't mean their teams are going to win Super Bowls every year because they don't. They don't. And we don't know.
I was off in such a rant. I forgot to get the answer to your question. Is Joe Flacco elite and all the stuff that they dug my man Lamar on? Is it? And be honest with me. Is it just the ball? Is it Baltimore? But it seems like
no.
It seems like the national media has criticized these quarterbacks.
I think the national media has quarterback darlings and quarterback like toss-ups. Like say for instance, Eli Manning. Every time I see him, I'm reminded because I am from New York. Like the New York media will go after him all the time unless he wins the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. Then the next season he could have a really good season because we know Eli's had seasons where he's looked like good Eli and then he's looked like bad Eli.
Right.
And then when he's had those bad seasons, they're like, so who we drafting to replace this guy?
Right.
So there's certain places that have felt that way, or the media has attacked people. Like with Joe Flacco, it was just I don't even know because Joe don't even talk. But I don't even know why they were even after Joe Flacco as much as they were, even though he won a Super Bowl.
Okay, so as an outside observer, that's what I'm trying to ask you because in my view, it seems like they went after Flacco with all the is he elite stuff, and then they're going after my man Lamar. So I'm asking you as an outside observer, is it Baltimore? Is it just us Baltimore thinking the whole world revolves around our sports team? Or
no, I don't think no.
Or as an outsider, do you see like this criticism that these last two quarterbacks have gotten nationally?
Baltimore to me as a city does have a bunker mentality, which is cool. But just as a city, like everybody's against this type thing. You know what I mean?
But I mean, with this particular topic, though.
Yeah. But I mean, I also feel that way when it comes to some of the sports teams because sometimes the criticism could be warranted, but it's not even as much as it's made out to be. But I feel like there's way more on Lamar in this stage of his career because again, he, like you said, he's 24. He's won an MVP. Joe Flacco ain't win no MVP. No. Did he even win one for the Super Bowl, or was it somebody else?
Yes, he was Super Bowl MVP.
So he was on Super Bowl MVP because he had a fantastic game. You know what I'm saying? The dude was great in the playoffs.
He was perfect.
Am I wrong? Was he good in the playoffs?
Dude, he had historic playoffs. He had 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
So, again, I don't know what the narratives are, but they have, to me, picked on Flacco and they picked on Lamar for whatever reason.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't me. I just wanted to make sure.
And the one person everybody loves, of course, is Stony Kids. All right, so let's move on.
All right, man. Well, look, we're gonna go from pros to amateur athletics, Hurt, because there's two issues I want to talk about first. But here's my first question. Last week we talked a little bit about the NCAA's ruling in regards to NIL, name, image, and likeness. And we've already seen like deals flying. You know what I mean? Like, we don't waste no time, man.
Yeah, people on their YouTube channels and everything.
Yeah, and I think this is a great thing. We've talked about this. I've totally flipped on this. I've certainly become pro player on this because I feel like they've been exploited and taken advantage of. And I feel like when you see the amounts of money that these suits at these colleges are making, when they're not doing anything, and these athletes are putting their bodies on the line, they deserve to make a living. They deserve a piece of that pie. Now, granted, they're still not getting a piece of that pie, but at least they're now able to make money off of themselves.
Yep.
They can market themselves. It's them. They're like,
they can make money on their YouTube channels or on their Instagram or whatever.
Which it should be.
If
I'm able to market myself and make money off of my brand, I should be able to do that even though I'm associated with this university or college because other people do it.
But my whole thing is they're always into the integrity of sports, right? But how many of these, if you ever notice, and I'm more into recruiting in any of these schools than you are. Absolutely. But if you ever notice,
I say absolutely.
Yeah. If you ever notice, like some of the times when a basketball team or a football team recruits a star player, suddenly that head coach from that team that they recruited becomes an assistant on the college team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a package deal, and people just let that go underneath the rug. So all these things, it's a swarmy business. But these kids earn their right. Can you imagine what Johnny Manziel would have had on Instagram? I don't even know if it was around then. But how much money he could have made off of likeness and image?
I'm glad you said that, Hurt, because that was going to bring me to my question. Who would have benefited most from name, image, and likeness for, earnings?
Oh, I mean, Johnny would have been the top one.
Yeah, John. Two people that immediately came to mind.
Well, Johnny and the guy who, to me, you know how I feel about him, and how I feel like they robbed him and they did him wrong, and they need to redo their wrongness on my man, and that's Reggie Bush.
Dude, we so here, yo.
I'm trying not to get him off.
I cannot.
I don't care what he did in the pros.
The height of Reggie Bush's fame, yo.
There was not one in my lifetime that I watched, and I've watched. You know, I was at when I started watching Florida State, like Deion kind of graduated already, and like I was, you know what I mean, when I really was like Florida State stuff. So, but they still had Charlie Wards, and they still had a bunch of players, and Miami had a bunch of. No one in college football was greater than Reggie Bush.
No,
he was the best college player I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
oh man, go ahead.
I was gonna say, me personally, I credit Reggie Bush because you know how you would try to get me into college football.
I'm trying so hard.
Yo, those USC teams, dude. What after that? I've been consistently watching college football, and it's because, and I still don't watch it to the level of like.
Yeah, but look, you went to a college game day.
Reggie Bush, dude. I even start seriously watching college football. He was doing stuff.
Dude, you went to a college game day.
Yeah, right.
I would have went to a college game day.
Right. And it's
because you actually watched some of it, so you enjoyed it. So you're like, I'm going to go. You wouldn't go to something that you never watched.
No.
No matter how much I would have talked about it. Like,
right.
What's college game day hurt? You know? but the fact that you were like, okay, and you saw that Reggie Bush and the play that run against Fresno State.
Dude, I'll never forget that play. Like,
and you know who else would have had a bunch of money? Who? Vince Young.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
But Vince Young, that game that he had against USC and how he was in college. That's another guy who would have reaped up some good some good money. So it's a whole bunch of dudes. But
I was gonna say, so it was two people that immediately came to mind. You said, well, Johnny Manziel, he would have been number 3. Reggie Bush, but also, Tim Tebow would have cleaned up. That dude would have made millions in college, son. Millions in college.
No, he wouldn't have.
Oh, yes, he would have, dude. Why not?
Because he wouldn't have accepted the money. Remember, Tebow is Mr. Clean. That dude would have been like, I'm not going to accept this. I'm going to dedicate my career. I'm telling you, I'm telling you now.
You were so wrong.
I'm telling you, dude would not have.
No. He would have made millions. You know why? Because he would have signed deals. He would have had the whole evangelical community behind him, and he would have donated 10% to the church. He would have donated another 10%.
So yeah, he would have gave away 90% of it. So
yeah, he would have gave away a lot of that money to all those charities he was working with, and people would want to sign him for. Dude, Tim Tebow would have made. I'm telling you, he would have made millions.
Yeah, but a lot of these quarterbacks would have. But still, my whole thing is give Reggie Bush his Heisman back.
I'm absolutely. I'm absolutely.
And it shouldn't have been taken in the first place.
Yeah,
and they need to give. No, it shouldn't have. It should have. It's like the things that these players go through, and you sit here, something that he had nothing to do with. If your family goes and does something, right? And my mom went and took some money, and I didn't even know about, and I'm sitting here, all I'm doing is on campus playing my part. And I'm voted the best, but that didn't make him the best player. You get what I'm saying? In college, period. That should not have been taken away from him. I don't care what anybody says.
He was wrong, Hurt. He was wrong.
He was wrong, or his family was wrong?
He was wrong. Look. Do you remember what happened?
I remember what happened.
He was on a deal, dude. He would have never got found out if he had paid the dude, yo.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
We would have never known about it if he had just paid the dude. He was with a marketing agency or with an agent, which he shouldn't have been with. And
everybody had agents.
But my point, the dude earned him some money, and when he got out, he decided to roll with somebody else and never paid the guy back, and the guy kind of ratted him out. Man. Look. I love Reggie Bush, and I'm not saying. I think he should get his Heisman back because at the end of the day, he earned money off his likeness, right? But at the time, that wasn't in place, and
because it just started this year,
right. So I can't, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of agree. I feel like he should get his Heisman back, but to say that he was completely like innocent in the whole thing that went down at that time, I'm not going to go there. That's just me. I'm not going to go there, but I do think he should get his Heisman. I absolutely think he should get his Heisman back.
I'm not saying you need to sit there and put all his records or whatever, but that dude earned that Heisman, period.
Absolutely. And he basically, like I said, we basically found out he pretty much got money benefits based on.
But especially at that time, and a bunch of people did. So and that's the thing. Like, I'm not just going to like get on him because he's not the only one. No, by far.
Yeah, so
by far not the only one.
Yeah,
but yeah.
All right, so let's go from amateur football and collegiate athletics to Olympics, man. And I want to know your thoughts on this. What are your thoughts on Sha'Carri Richardson's suspension? She's been suspended a month. She tested positive for marijuana. The Olympics are about to start in about 3 weeks. She's not going to be able to run. And she's
not going to be able to run the 100, but she's going to be able, I think, to be on the relay team.
Okay. Why is she able to do the relay?
Because it's after her suspension.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's after the 30 days. Just the 100 is within the 30 days, and the other one is so.
Yeah. All right, yeah. What are your thoughts on this?
So, as a human, okay, as a non-human, I'll start as a non-human. As a person who watches sports, and understand that there's rules, no matter how antiquated they are, they're there. And I'm not blaming her because the reason that it happened, because I'm not saying that she's a chronic user. I don't know her life like that. I don't know. I know she's a young person who found out on national television that her mom passed away. And to sit there and go through that, she, smoked weed. Was that the best decision to make? No. But for all the people jumping on her about it, I don't know what I would do in that situation. If I'm on national TV and somebody says something like that to me, I know I might lose my damn mind. I know that much. But the rules are the rules. I don't like them. I don't like them. Because again, but in this whole weed thing, which I feel like is centered around more of a racial connotation and why it's been put in all these sports, and while they're, especially the NBA was one of the first ones to back up on those rules, and now it's become legalized in a lot of these places. It's a very antiquated old rule. But the problem is not the NCAA, I got NCAA in my head. The Olympic Committee has it in there, so we have to follow.
Yeah, unfortunately, I agree. It's
but I hate it. I hate it to my core. I hate it. But there's nothing. We can do. They're not, unless they, again. But this could be a call for it to eventually be abolished. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and to me, that's another issue. I mean, we gotta look,
because again, I still don't see any rules, and I mean, maybe I don't know, but there's no rules on if someone had, I don't know, a couple of Zimas before they raced. I mean, do they have alcohol restrictions? I don't know. So, I mean, not saying somebody's going to do that, but I don't know. But the reason and stuff behind it, again, I'm not saying you could look at that and say we have to waive it because of whatever happened. It's just, again, I just hope eventually in the future that this goes away.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I mean, it sucks. It does. And it's a shame that she has to work, 4 or 5 years just to get to this point, not to be able to participate. But I mean, if they don't allow it, you got to be fair to the other athletes too. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be fair to them. What's it say if they let her race when all the other athletes follow the rules? It's just, but like you said, it's antiquated. It needs, maybe it should be rethought, but at this time, it is what it is, and it sucks. But I just can't. I don't think they should just allow her to race if she clearly violated a rule, because to me that's just not fair to the other athletes. So that's how I feel about that. That's all I got to say about that, Hurt.
Yeah, I mean, because again, it's not like marijuana enhances anybody. If anything,
other than mistaken as a performance enhancement.
Yeah, it's not like people
the other way around.
If she smoked the day before or the day of that she's racing, that would just slow her down. Like, seriously, I don't, whatever.
I mean, there's some other stuff she could have positive for where she thought she was, invincible. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But again, I look at like the people who run these things and who are on all these committees aren't us.
No.
So.
No.
Anyway, she's 21. Like, stop it. Whatever.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's pretty much it.
Stuff I was doing at 21. Let me tell you.
Man, that's it, man, for all the sports for this week.
No, that's wrong. You're 10 times. We got to talk about Serena Williams.
Oh yeah, that's right. What's going on with Serena? I have no idea what you're.
So Wimbledon started last week.
Oh dang! Really?
Yes.
Wimbledon. So, go ahead. Who won the French Open? Joker.
Yeah, Djokovic.
That's right. All right. So Wimbledon started up. Okay.
Wimbledon started up, and Serena lost. She was injured. She had to retire.
Oh.
Because of an injury, because she slipped on the grass and hurt herself.
Oh, man.
And so she had to retire from Wimbledon. And my question to you, because I keep saying it, even though I know you may have run, is she going to win any more tournaments? I say no, because I've been saying no. But
I don't think she's done.
Okay.
I think, especially no, I don't think she's done. We still have the USA Open this year.
Well, it's the U.S. Open, but
US,
yes,
yeah.
yeah, we still got the USA
Wow,
Open. Yeah, we still got the US Open coming up at September.
yeah, no, I'm not.
But she has to be healthy for that. But she, even like in the French, she lost to somebody she shouldn't have lost to, and I don't even know who was in that final. It's a bunch of people I didn't even know. So she's, she has to be perfect, especially at her age, to get through. She can't have those unforced errors that she would normally have and battle back from that. People are too good now. So that's my issue, and the longevity and her health.
You know what? Serena could be done, and I mean, she's defied Mother Nature for a long time. You know what I mean? Anyway, but I also thought Tiger would never ever. If you would ask me, 5 years ago, will Tiger ever win a major? I would say that is 99% impossible. His body has failed him.
The dude won a straight for torn ACL. He won a tournament.
Yeah, but he's in his mid 40s. I mean, he's in his 40s now. Like it's a wrap for Tiger. Like I thought his body was done. He's had all these back surgeries, knee surgeries. No, he's done, and he won. He won 2 years ago. Like, so I'm not going to stick a fork in Serena, because I think she's doing. Plus, I think she could do it too. Hurt, not only because she's one of the greatest to ever do it, but I don't think the competition's that great. I mean, all it may take is for a heavy favorite to lose,
and that's what happened during the French Open, and she still couldn't get to the finals.
I get it.
But listen, I know I watch way more tennis than you, and like you watch way more golf than I do. But it's when I see her play, I don't see it.
Yeah.
Do I want her to win? Oh, yeah. Would it be great if she won the U.S. Open? I would love that, especially the U.S. Open. But when I'm looking at her, she can go through the first couple rounds, but when errors count and you had to battle back and there's no one scared of her anymore, she's not the same person.
Yeah.
And it's just, again, I'm saying she's still great, but she's not at the level of greatness where, remember, like Tiger used to show on the course, and everybody's like, oh my God, it's Tiger. That's how they do Serena. Like, Serena's going to kill him. And, now there's people just like, and especially younger people coming up, they're not afraid of her. I mean, they respect her, but they got to go out there and they got to win. So it's the whole different, like the people she dominated, like the Sharapovas, came up in her generation. It's the younger people that have no fear of what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's, I want her to. I don't feel it. I don't see it.
Okay.
So, but I just hope she gets healthy.
Yeah. What type of injury did she have?
It was a leg. So it was like a quad, I believe. She hurt her quad and like pulled her hamstring a little bit. How she kind of rocked back and like slid because it was a little slippery because they're on grass.
Yeah.
So she slipped a little bit more than she normally is. Because I've seen her out there do splits and stuff. She's been fine. But this time she kind of went back and tried to go forward and she just started crying in pain, and that was it.
That might be a while. Darn it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know. She could be recovering. I think she's walking okay now. I don't think she tore anything. But it's just, just wear and tear.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope she's okay.
All right, man. Cool, man.
Yeah.
All right.
But she's home like Trey is. So
yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Loki, man.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
Let's talk about Loki. Before we get to our movies, we have not talked about Loki since episode 1.
I know, right?
And
wait a minute.
So you all caught up? Have you seen all 4 episodes?
Yep, I've seen all 4 episodes. And they lasted longer than Trae Young in the playoffs. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed 1 and I enjoyed 1, 2, and 4.
Yeah, we got to talk about Loki. My question is, what's up with Loki, man? First of all, I loved 1 and 2. Loved them. After when 2 ended, I was like, man, I cannot wait to see where this is going. 3 was a total downer. 4 was I've talked to people about 4. I'm not high on 4 as a lot of people are.
Well, I think, and see if I'm wrong in this assumption of the people that you spoke with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they felt about 3, but since 4 was better than 3, was it more of a, oh, finally we're getting back to, oh, now it's good again, than actually looking at the episode as a whole, as a single episode? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I don't think 3 had anything to do with
Okay.
4. I just think 4 was like, wow, this episode was awesome.
Okay.
I like 4. I liked it. I'm like you. I like 1, 2, and 4. I just don't think 4 was amazing.
I think amazing strong. I don't know if anybody felt it was amazing. I feel like they need to just again, but I'm the person who after the first episode when everybody's like, this is the best series in the history of Resistance of Life that Marvel ever created. I needed to calm down. Like I still don't understand it.
Yeah,
calm down.
I'm totally with you.
Spoiler alert, by the way.
1 and 2 were so good, but I think, and I may be in a minority, but I think the series has gotten worse than gotten better. I think as episodes have gone on, the series has gotten worse. Like, it's weird. I went from not caring about this series, from watching the first 2 episodes, like, this is freaking awesome. I actually like Loki now. I can't wait to see what's going to happen, to now I'm just kind of like, how's this all going to end? But I'm not excited at all. Like, I'm just not, man. Episode 4 was just, it was just too weird, man. At the end of the day, it was just too weird. This show is weird. And this is the way I explained it to somebody. This show is really out there. And it's the reason why I like the show, but it's also a reason why where I'm not starting to like it so much. Does that make sense?
For you, yeah. No, because I know where you're coming. Like for me.
Wait a minute. No. Explain. What do you mean for me?
No, that's how you see it. No, I have no issues. That's how you feel. Like I don't. Not saying like, well, that's how you see it and you're wrong. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm saying like, that's exactly how you see it. So that's perfectly fine. Like for me, like 3 wasn't horrible. It was very dialogue-ish. I really didn't like Selby, whatever her name is. She was better in 4 than she was in 3. I just think because they set up 1 and 2 with so much of a cliffhanger. They're in this mall. Things are going crazy. She's possessing people. It's like, wow. And then 3, they're just on this planet, which happens to be purple, which obviously I hate. And they're just kind of avoiding death and talking and avoiding death and talking and fighting and avoiding death and talking. And then they can't go anywhere. And then it ends. And it's like, okay. Then 2 is like, okay, they get caught. Mobius is back. Thank goodness. I missed him in the last episode more than I think anything about Loki. The fact that he was back made it good. The intertwining of everything. Him and I'm going to just use it. Owen and Tom on screen together is magic for some reason. Like I don't like I really feel like Owen, and I wasn't like a big Owen Wilson guy, but like him and Tom have this chemistry, which is just like he's really going. Like I feel like this guy's really going at Loki's core, and Loki's trying to battle back with him with these Loki answers. Like whatever, I'm Loki, I'm the whatever, but. He's like, what? Okay, if that's how you want to play your game, you can play your game. I'm like, he comes at him, and I really feel like they really get at each other. It's just weird. I love their chemistry, and I honestly really missed it in episode 3. I did not like the chemistry between Sylvie and Loki at all.
No chemistry.
But the chemistry between, and I think that was to me that was my biggest issue with 3. If they did that episode with Mobius and Loki talking for that, I would have been fine. Like I really feel like
they called episode 1.
Yeah, exactly. But if they did that again in 3, dude, that would have been. I still would have been fine because it would have been entertaining. Like I'm like, the back and forth, almost like how we talk on the phone sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
By the way, you're right about their chemistry. Their chemistry is so good. They're actually in the works for making Wedding Crashers 2, starring Loki and Mobius. So
no, they're not. Can you imagine that though? Like one of the different time streams. Mobius and Loki, like on Asgard, stopping Sif from getting married or somebody or whoever. Going to the different realms to stop people getting married.
So here are the biggest takeaways I got from the last 2 episodes. The TVA consists of variants. They weren't created. The folks working there, and then the timekeepers are androids. What the heck? Or robots? Like what?
Or they're being controlled and manipulated by somebody.
Yeah. What did you think of episode 4?
I again, because Mobius was back, I liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
They were good. I know we have only 2, and this is like I don't even remember how many was WandaVision. That was how many episodes?
WandaVision was
like 8?
Either 8 or 9.
Yeah, so and the last 2 have been 6. So we only have 2 episodes left.
Yeah, WandaVision was 9.
Okay. 9. So there's only 2 episodes left of this. It kind of hurt me because I really want to see him on a jet ski. So when they pruned him, I was just like, they didn't take it for a shock, and when that happened to Loki, it didn't shock me because I know she wasn't dead. You know what I mean? Like they just knocked her out, didn't really kill her or whatever. So I knew she was going to come back eventually and do something. So none of it was really shocking. I kind of saw what way it was going, but I like how they planted some of the seeds for certain things. But it was a good episode. It wasn't great. You know what I mean? But I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like, yo, oh my God. It wasn't that feeling for me. But it was good because I feel like they returned back to what they're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
And Sylvie, who had less lines, was a little bit more entertaining than she was in the previous one because I don't want her talking. Let her fight. I feel like, I don't know. And she's a little bit more vulnerable. And then we saw a little bit more of how her and the other person have that history together.
Yeah.
So that's like, okay, that makes more sense now. So, but yeah, I'm pretty cool with it. But I know one thing though, I would not want to be put back into a portal in a point in time where I get punched and kicked in the nuts.
Oh, dude.
Over and over again. Which I'm thinking if they put me back in that one, there probably would have been a time I got hit with a baseball at third base. So if I had to relive that over and over again, I would have tapped out. Like, I'm done. Please let the ball bounce a whole different way. Like, I really would have tapped out.
Oh, man, that's funny. Well, do you have any theories? Because I don't have any idea.
I never, you know me, I never have theories. Obviously, there's somebody bigger that they're going to introduce that's over this whole thing, that's controlling it. So I think that's going to be what's in the last 2 episodes. So we'll see. And think about it. The episode, I know you and I know Dan watch it on Wednesdays. I watch it on Fridays. I'm not.
Actually, after 3, I'm.
Oh yeah. So you're not waking up at 12:45 a.m. to watch it?
I waited. To watch.
To me, it feels better watching it on a Friday. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not as enthused about the show as I once was. So
yeah, I'm still. The 2 episodes I know are going to be really good. The after credit scene was interesting.
Do you have any idea what that meant? You don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have a theory. I really don't know.
Because I had no idea what that meant.
All I know is that I love the costume.
Yeah,
so I love the old Loki costume. That's what I mean. That might be the next Halloween thing I do.
Okay.
But yeah,
sticking with the Marvel Universe, MCU, Black Widow comes out this week. Do you care?
Yes. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really busy this weekend, so I don't think I'll be going to see it. I ain't gonna be paying for it either. Because I'm not paying $30 for anything that comes out.
Yeah.
But because it's cheaper just to go to a movie.
Right.
So if I probably will if it's a matinee at some point, go see it in the afternoon somewhere where nobody's going to be there. But other than that, but I don't know. I kind of look forward to it because we haven't had a Marvel movie since Endgame, right?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of
Far From Home.
Far From Home. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, but it's a character that I'm invested in. Like I've seen her. I see what she did in Endgame, where she was ended. So, and Natasha, she's been in all the movies, basically. She's been in all the Avengers movies, and she's been in Captain America. So that character has built up her, portfolio. So I'm attached to her as that person. So I want to see this whole different side that I don't know about. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, this is another one. I kind of put this on par with Loki for me. I don't really care. Like, do we really need a Black Widow movie? I don't know. But I told you, Marvel has sucked me in. So I am going to see this movie, and I want to see it before. I got to see it because I don't want to get spoiled and all that stuff. So at first I was probably going to wait for it to get on Disney Plus, but I can't even do that because I know spoilers are going to be around. The internet people are going to put stuff out there and post-credit scenes and all this stuff. So yeah, I'll probably wind up seeing it in the movie theaters real soon.
So yeah, man, listen, like you said, they just have us. They have us hooked.
Yeah,
and again, in all seriousness, like of all the people who don't have superpowers on this team, I wouldn't care. At first, when it started, I wouldn't want to see because it was Thor series. We had Iron Man's. Wasn't a Hulk. We had Hulk movies before, but not with really Mark Ruffalo. But he's a Ragnarok, really. Yeah. So he's been in other ones and in all the Avengers movies. So I was like, okay, but I was like, don't want to see a Hawkeye. Don't care about Black Widow. But like they made me care about Black Widow. So I was like, so now I'm like, okay, do I care about Hawkeye? No. But when the series comes out, because they made his character a little bit more in depth, and it did help with his whole family. And I'm like, okay, there's more to him because even in the comic book, I don't care about that dude.
Right.
In the first one, he was hypnotized by Loki. Second one, it's like, But then he helped, but he fought for the right side to me with Cap and everything, and he showed a little bit more depth of his character. So I appreciated him a little bit more. So, but yeah, so he's a series that I could watch on Disney Plus. I would not go watch a Hawkeye movie.
Okay.
Didn't do it.
Okay.
All right, what we got?
All right, man. So we're going to talk about 4 movies, man. Can you believe it? We're at our top 20 movies. So we're a week away from talking about the movies that we actually agree with, or we had the same movies ranked. Now, this is a movie you'll love, Hurt. This is way up on my list as far as one of my favorite movies. It has an iconic song that I know you like. Titanic, man. I love this movie so much. 2 of my favorite actors, Kate Winslet, who is my favorite female actor, and of course Leo, man, the great Leonardo DiCaprio, man. But this movie came out in 1997, I believe, winner of I think 11 Academy Awards. This movie's like 3.5 hours long, but it's a great movie. James Cameron. This was for the longest time. Titanic was the highest grossing movie ever until another James Cameron movie came along in Avatar, which was complete garbage. But anyway, Titanic's great. It's a simple plot, simple story, but it works. It works. And I love it, man.
So what's at 19?
At 19.
I wouldn't do that. I mean, you commented. I'm not. The only reason
I know you don't like the movie, man.
I don't, not one bit. But the only reason this movie is so low at 20 on the list is because I didn't agree to it. If not, I'm sure it would have been like the top 5 or something.
Yeah, Titanic, I believe, is in my top 5.
Yeah, it has to be. The way you talk about this movie, you love the music.
Man.
You love, every part. You still love what Kate. Was it Winslet? Is it
Kate Winslet, man?
Yeah, you love her to this day because of this role, and I honestly don't know what else she's done in her life.
Oh, she's done so much other stuff.
That I've never seen.
As a matter of fact, she just came out with a great HBO special called Mayor of Easttown.
Okay.
Which is,
Oh, yeah, I mean, well, I'll check that out.
which is really,
Luckily,
really
Leo has
good.
gone on to do greater things than this.
Say
So,
what?
Leo. So, luckily, Leo has gone on to do greater things than this.
I think
So-
I think that's a little bit of. I wouldn't say that. Kate Winslet has had just as good as a career as Leonardo DiCaprio. Man, like she's had a great career. Yeah,
I'm not dissing her career. I just Leo is Leo. Well, then again, honestly,
and Kate is Kate.
Hollywood doesn't. What's the word I'm looking for? Not supports. I don't know. I feel like they don't promote the women as much as they do the men. So that's why most people would just only know really what Leo's in and what Kate's been in, just because of how Hollywood's been. That's all. But I'm not saying she's Brad Pitt. She's way better than Brad Pitt. I'm just
No, Kate Winslet is legit. She's a powerhouse. Like,
yeah. I mean, yeah.
top 5 actresses. She's got to be up there. Like she's been in a ton of stuff. I mean, a ton of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm just sure. I just never seen her in anything else. But yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, the only part of this movie I like is Victor Newman.
I saw this.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's in a movie. I was so excited. That's it.
Yeah. Someone was finally able to get the victim, man. Something take him down, and it was.
Yeah. I mean, the fact is, in this movie, I was rooting for the iceberg.
Oh, yeah, the only person that take down Victor Newman, the iceberg. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The rest is the Kevin Hart show because he loves these movies. Yeah, he loves these movies so much, and I don't hear enough of them. So we're going to go to 19. This is a movie I've only watched once, and I will never watch it again because it's just so heavy. And that is Saving Private Ryan.
Wow.
Tell us about this movie.
Well, of course, it has the greatest actor of all time in it, Tom Hanks.
Can't disagree with you there.
Vin Diesel's in it. A good Vin Diesel role. We were just talking about him the other day. Even though he's not in it for long, really. It's like you said, it's a heavy movie. Matt Damon's in it in a supporting role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Tom Sizemore is in it. He was in Black Hawk Down. It's just a good movie. The way he plays a school teacher from Pennsylvania to getting thrust into this, World War II, like a lot of other people, a lot of other people who were, drafted and taking this crew to go and save one kid's life because his 3 brothers were killed in action, and to go save him and losing his people along the way to save one man's life. Yeah. It was a crux of an argument between them and just everything else. It was such a good polarizing movie. And I can't stop watching it when it comes on. Now there's certain parts I will not watch anymore.
Yeah, like the opening scene.
That's tough.
I can't do
the opening scene.
I almost was done after that, Joe.
Yeah, the opening scene is but that's what happened, and that's so scary. Yeah. And I think they filmed this on like a 3mm camera, like a handheld, to make it all raw.
Oh,
because you see, like when they're sitting there running, like it really was a handheld camera. It was Steven Spielberg, because earlier we were talking about directors and actors together. These 2 guys, perfect, and it's just it's just the way it was filmed. It was raw. It was gritty, and I love this movie. Yeah, and it's emotional.
Yeah, it's a great movie, man. But I don't know if I could. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, but I get it. I totally get it. There's other parts that I just, when I know they're coming up, I had to turn my head. It's just yeah.
Well, we go to a movie that I've only seen once, to a movie I've never seen. The only movie in the trilogy that I've never seen, and that is, of course, one of your favorites, Godfather 2. Right?
So you want to call it a trilogy, fine, but there's 2 movies in this. Godfather 2 has Robert De Niro in it as Vito Corleone, from his youth, from the time he was young to when he escaped to come to America in like 1911. From when he was a young boy to growing up to become who he was as the head of this crime family. And it intertwines with Michael being the head of the family and making the decisions he's making. So it's so good between him and his brother Fredo, and the flashbacks to the scenes, and Vito growing up, becoming, and it's like it's a woven story that goes in between, and it's such a good piece of film that you just get intertwined in every character, young, old, in between Italy, and it's about, revenge, and Michael going down this path that his father wouldn't have gone down, and it's so good. It's so good. I love the movie. Every time it comes on, I gotta watch it. It's such a good movie, and I'm just intrigued. And it's like a 3-hour movie, but I can watch the whole 3 hours all the time.
I still don't understand how I've seen Godfather and I've seen Godfather 3, but I haven't seen part 2.
I don't know. And it's not like it's not on all the time, because these movies are on all the time. So I don't know. You just made a conscious decision. I don't know how you made a conscious decision to watch 3.
Yeah,
I made a conscious decision of never to watch it. After watching it the first time, I'm like, wow, never again.
Okay.
And I keep trying to go, if it comes on, I keep going back to it, like, am I going to like this? Then I'm like, no, I don't. And then I had to turn. Like, it's just,
Well, we're going to go from a movie that I've seen once to a movie that
I know. Exactly, Dan. How do you miss the middle? Which I don't know. It's like going from Lord of the Rings straight to skipping the Two Towers and going to Return of the King. So it's like Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring to Return of the King.
Yeah, I can't even explain.
Oh, well, this movie's on. Okay.
So is this to go from a movie I've seen once to one I've never seen to one I just saw?
Well, we're not going to make this. Can easily for me make this another whole half hour. Let's keep a 2-hour show here, because I can talk about this movie forever. I love this movie so much. I will watch it 8 times in a row. It's so Ray Liotta. Again, it's another Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro. It's Ray Liotta, Joe Pesci, just Italian Irish mobsters, because Robert De Niro played an Irish mobster. He's Irish, so he wasn't Italian. And Pesci was a full. It was just such a good movie. Just from when Ray Liotta was the young guy growing up to when he gets pinched his first time, to it's just, I can't get over it, to just the downfall and the paranoia, and of course Karen, who we meet, who was also in a movie with something we were discussing before, and The Sopranos, was in this movie as his girlfriend and then wife. It's such a good freaking movie. It's like I can't get enough of this. It's so, just seeing how everybody goes their separate ways and how they grow together and do the biggest heist in the history of New York, and so many quotes from this movie. And I'm a funny guy. You think I'm a funny guy? I'm funny to you. I'm funny to you, huh? What am I, a clown? What am I? Do I amuse you? Tommy, I'm just kidding, Tommy. Saying you're a funny guy. It's so good.
So here's the thing, right? So me and Les just watched this movie, like I said, a couple months ago for the first time. So I get to the end, I'm like, wait a minute, this is real? Like, this is based on
a true story.
Yeah, like I didn't know this dude was real. Like,
yeah, witness protection and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just got out of witness protection a couple of years ago, Henry Hill. And
really?
and he's been like talking. Yeah. I mean, in all seriousness though, like besides some of the issues Joe has, because Joe has had some issues, think about the roles he's had. Cousin Vinny, he was great.
Awesome.
I mean, to be in all these mobsters in Casino, to Goodfellas, to being in Home Alone, like that dude, his range is freaking awesome. Like Joe Pesci, I love Joe Pesci.
So that was the same. Home Alone and Goodfellas was in the same year.
In the same year.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Think about it. He went from whacking somebody, whacked in the head with a paint can. You know what I mean? Like you can't go from that. Going from being to actually going from I don't. What am I? Amuse you? You know, to actually amusing people.
Right.
So I mean, it's
Yeah.
but yeah,
Oh,
I
man.
could talk about Goodfellas for another 30 minutes. It's,
Well, I will
love
say, well,
this
I
movie.
do agree with you. Like I said, we watched this and we both really enjoyed it. It was really good, man.
It's so.
And what's the first line? What's the first line? Like, all my life, I just wanted to be a gangster. Something like that. Something like that. Ray Liotta.
You know, I remember when
that's the tone right there. Like, okay.
I mean, I remember when they kidnapped the mail carrier. Like, if you see this kid's report card, you drop it in first.
I was like, whoa, good lord, man.
He was selling cigarettes to the cops, and it's just so good. To them, be like, you know, when everything out, when all it's tapped out, what do? Set the place on fire. I mean, it's just.
I'm like,
They're
whoa.
sitting there arguing with each other, and it's like, oh, we gotta go.
Yeah. That was
So
funny.
good. And Pesci and Ray Liotta have the perfect, and just the three of them together. Just Jimmy, Joe Pesci's character. I'm going to use it. I'm mixing their real names with their names in the movie. But Henry, Jimmy, and it's so good. It's so good. Like to me, they are those characters. So when they had the body, just the way De Niro's kicking the dude in the face, I do that all the time. Not really actually kick people in the face, but that little stomp was so perfect. It's like, it was so good. And just the look on his face, and he's like, I don't know. It's like it was this deer. I had this deer, I had to saw, humanely, but I had to saw its whole horns off, and remember you had to use the knife.
Yeah, that stomp you're talking about. Yeah, that's how I kill cicadas.
Oh my god, that's how you try to. Yeah, so you start running inside out.
But you have to worry about them anymore. By the way.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I saw one yesterday. Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Climbing up a tree, like looking lost again. Like, he's like, Frank,
where'd everybody go?
Where are you? He's just like looking around. He's like climbing the tree, like, where am I going? I'm like, dude, ain't nobody else out here but you. So yeah, that was funny. But
oh man.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in for this after holiday special. Next week's show will happen. I don't know if it's gonna be 8:00.
Real quick before we sign off, before I forget, tomorrow we get the match. We get
the golf.
Yeah, we get Tommy and A-Raj against
A-Raj.
Yeah, against Bryson and who else is he going up against? Oh, darn it. Why am I forgetting it?
I don't know.
It's Tom Brady and A-Raj, and we got Bryson and Phil. My bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think Phil and Tommy gonna be on the same team again. And then Bryson and A-Raj. Who you got, man?
I gotta go for A-Raj.
Yeah.
I gotta go for A-Raj. But I feel like the other two are gonna win. Phil and Tom.
Will you watch?
If I remember, I will tune in. If you don't text me, I will forget. I ain't gonna lie.
It's a strange day for it to be on. Like, I feel like today is the day it should be on.
Yes.
You know?
In the afternoon, because a lot of people, not everybody's off, but some people are off. So, yeah, but Tuesday, everybody's back to work. I ain't going to be thinking about that.
Yeah.
I'm going to forget.
Yeah.
So, but, at least Trae Young has a lot of time to get his golf game to go.
Yep.
So, good for Trae.
Yeah.
And by the way, my mom does not like Trae Young either. So we do agree on that.
It's funny how you're getting on this guy for getting his team that nobody expected getting his team all the way up to the NBA Conference Finals.
Yeah, no, he did a great job.
And pretty much is done in by injury. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you just go right ahead and keep trashing him.
I will.
Yeah.
I really don't have a problem trashing people. You know that.
Yeah.
He's on the same injury list as.
I don't get it. Like what? Like. This anyway.
Yeah, no, the dude, I can't take his talent away. The dude's fun to watch.
What do you have against Trae Young? I mean, other than the fact that he beat the Knicks, is that it?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, come on, you go to MSG and go like this. I don't like you. Like you trying to Reggie Miller stuff. Then at that point, I still won't like Reggie Miller. I don't even like his Wendy's commercials. I don't like that. So of course, you go up there and you do that, and you especially eliminate the Knicks. Now,
yeah,
I ain't never gonna like that dude.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like, again, he's a small version of Steph, so I don't care about him. It's the way I look at it.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, but no, I have nothing against him personally. Like, I wish that team had a great run. Again, they were Kevin Huerter was my player of the year. Definitely great name, a good dude. But I just knew if Milwaukee's players came to play, they had the best two. Without Trey, I know Trey was hurt, but they had the best two guys out there. And there's some games where, we talked about the Bucks in the past, and we're not going to be on this like it's going to be 1 minute, but. There's been times we see Middleton doesn't show up. This is, I think, Holiday's first year on the team. But there's been times when Middleton's just not there and the team is just all Giannis.
Yeah.
But when Middleton's hitting and Giannis is doing this thing and Holiday and PJ's Tucker's playing out there playing defense, that team and Lopez is doing his job, that team is hard to beat with those 5 guys out there. So, and especially if they're playing up to their standard. So we'll see. But congrats to Atlanta. Great job, man. Great job to Atlanta and everybody, our organization. Remember, they had their coach fired early in the season, and Nate took this team this far, man. So they deserve all the kudos they get.
Yeah.
So good for them. So, all right, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Of course, StreamYard, you could find us on YouTube and subscribe and like and leave your comments. We appreciate everybody who, of course, chimed in here on text, or for our contributor Dan, who helps us out with some content, and of course Doc over there early in the morning probably fell back asleep because that was the last time she timed in. It might be too early. She was on a 44-mile bike ride on Saturday as well, so who knows? But everybody, thank you, and we also follow us on our social media on Facebook, IG, and the Twitter, and of course you can always find us on our audio version. On Google, on iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you find podcasts, you will find the NY to MD podcast. Everybody stay safe, and we will see you next week.
Peace out, y'all.